Think about a woman in your life who holds a special place in your heart. Maybe it's a sister, a mother, grandmother, or best friend. Think about the impact she has made, the laughter, the support, and the good memories. Now imagine she disappeared. How would that make you feel? What would you do if the authority officials won't help? Sadly, this is a reality faced by many families of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. We all know that women have been victims of harassment, femicide, sexual attacks, and sexism throughout history. But are we aware of how this affects Indigenous women? Do we recognize the crisis that the violence committed against Indigenous women and girls is?
In 2016, Indigenous women and girls only made about 5% of the female population of Canada. Yet, between 2014 and 2018, they were the 23% of all the female victims of murder. Just in 12 years, from 2009 to 2021, they were between the 2 and 3% of the population. Still, they represented from 5 to 7% of homicide victims, making a total of 490 victims, having a higher homicide rate than men, boys, and non-Indigenous women. Domestic violence, sexual abuse, and disappearance is also a social issue for this population. By June of 2020, it was reported an increase of the 7% of domestic violence. This, plus the lack of shelters to provide help, being only the 6% of these shelters in Indigenous communities, help to increase the risk to be murdered and help to continue the cycle of violence.
Indigenous women and girls are 6 times more likely to be killed or disappear than any other population in Canada, and 12 times compared to non-Indigenous women, although this number cannot be for certain because many of the disappearances goes unreported, non-investigated, or simply concluded as runaway girls. By 2023, this was the conclusion for 73% of the cases of missing children and youth, 59% of whom were females.
This is my self-reflection as a poem for the violence against Indigenous women and girls. In the shadows deep, the story lies. Indigenous deep, they silently cry. 4 times more likely, the statistics reveal. Their life lost too soon, their pain all too real. Over 1,200 gone, their voices unheard. Echoes of trauma, a haunting, a cruel word. Violence entwined with history's thread, a call for justice, a demand to be freed. We must rise together, break silence, ignite, honor their spirit, stand up for their rights in the heart of our nation. Let healing begin for the life of our sisters. We must fight to win.